On the post game podcast, I'm your host, June. Got my boy Foster. And there was a Monte Morris sighting last night.
MVP.
I didn't get a chance to see the entire game, Foster. I saw the fourth quarter, though. And you called him the MVP. What did you get out of that, Foster?
Well, he's 1-0 as a Detroit Piston player, active player. So I mean, hello, but nah, he looked good. He's exactly what we needed all year long. He only played 12 minutes, 11 minutes, but he took care of the ball. 0 turnovers. Um, he his passes were crisp.
Mm-hmm.
He even passed it to Killian, and Killian shot a 3. It was
He
3.
knocked down a 3 in the fourth quarter.
He just looked really good. I mean, he looked like a veteran point guard who takes care of the ball, that for certain in a pinch could be a starter if we deemed it necessary. But that is what we've needed amongst the Ivies and Cades, and they've all done their fair share of turning the ball over, but you need a guy that takes care of the ball. And we said from the very beginning that turnover to assist ratio, his was amongst the best in the league. So that is what we have needed, and you'd hope that he plays a decent amount of the second half of the year. There's no reason to sit him for this and that. He should be good and healthy, and he's a guy that we could possibly decide that because he's on an expiring deal.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, we could cut ties with him at the end of the year with no type of nothing. But I'd like to get a very good look at him because he could be around. I mean, he's a hometown guy. I'm sure he loves. He's played in Denver. He's played other places. He's played in Hawaii. He's played in DC. So, I don't know about ending his career here, but the next couple years of healthy basketball, he might be able to build something with his home team. So, I like what I see, and I want to see him next to Cade. I want to see him next to Ivy. I want to see what he can do next to guys that need playmakers around him. 7 points, 3 assists. He was +3, 0 turnovers. That is what's important in any amount of time that you play.
Now, Foster, you know me, right, when it comes to these turnovers, right?
Yeah.
So that's a very, very good thing to see. And the thing is, though, lately, they've cut the turnovers down as a whole.
I felt that yesterday. I was like, you know what? And not just yesterday, but I was like, it seems as of late it's been a little less prevalent. But
I'm gonna give you a stat, right? Because
please, I need
Greg Kessler said it last night. He said over the past 3 games, they've cut the turnovers down to about 12 a game.
I like that.
And he said lately they've been taking care of the ball a lot better, and you can see it out there. They're taking care of the ball a lot better. There was a game that they lost, but they won the turnover battle. Like they didn't turn the ball over. I forgot which team it was. It was Milwaukee. Okay. Milwaukee turned the ball over more than they did.
Interesting.
And he said they're taking care of that. You can see there's an effort to take care of the ball because the big thing about last night was Monte Morris and how he didn't turn over the ball and how efficient he was. I mean, he didn't miss a shot. I think he wound up with 7 points, I believe.
Yeah.
7 points in 12 minutes or 11 minutes, however it was. No turnovers. Um, Looked very comfortable out there while he was there. I watched the fourth quarter. So, and it just looked like when they needed buckets last night, they got them. They were picked. I don't know. People were saying they were favored to beat Charlotte, but how can you be favored and you're 4 and
That was my thing, but I believe that how I believe that that was the case. I just don't know how you calculate that because Charlotte was pretty healthy last night. They had
yeah,
LaMelo
you're
Ball,
4
they
and
had Miles
39,
Bridges.
the laughing stock of the league, but you're favored to win. I don't, that didn't- if the Pistons were favored to win last night, it wasn't by a crazy margin.
Oh no, of course not. And I think the fact that we've beat them before, it was in Detroit, and we played pretty tough. We played pretty tough at home. Obviously, we haven't won a whole bunch more in Detroit,
Yeah,
but we have already beat them. And I would venture to say that Charlotte's probably a terrible um,
road
road
team.
team.
Yeah,
I would venture to say that.
I'm willing to bet that.
And Cade was questionable. Well, he went from probable, like Monte Morris was probable as well, and he went to questionable. Obviously, he didn't play, but I think the fact that Cade was possibly going to play played a factor in it too. Because you
Mm,
you add Cade into that, and it's like, yeah, we should we're 100% full strength. We should be favored at home.
yeah, and don't look now, but on Saturday, play the Wizards.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It it could possibly be a 2-game winning streak.
And coaches, they better watch their back. Wes Unseld already lost junior lost his
Mhm.
job,
He lost his job this week. Yesterday.
and and so did so did Adrian
Griffin.
Griffin, who he beat us both times, but barely.
Yeah. Both games. It was close games, both games.
They got him up. They said, we not doing this." It's one thing the Wizards, all right, cool, fine, but for you to be a a championship contender, um, for you to be a championship contender, you can't be playing close games like that in Milwaukee too. Like they like nah,
Yeah. That was a close game in the fourth quarter.
the Milwaukee
And
one,
yeah, both I mean both
both
games.
of them, yeah,
Both. The game you went to, that was a high scoring affair.
man. And the refs, oh, they
Tell me
they shot
what happened? Why did you say that? Because I didn't get. Of course, I didn't watch the game. I should have,
right.
but I remember you
Um,
inboxing me saying these refs are something else.
I'm not even gonna try to
Was it all
exaggerate. And
game or was it a couple of plays in the
what day
fourth
was that?
quarter?
Oh, Sunday. Okay, it's Saturday. All right, let's compare the amount of free throws taken because they took a boatload. Because Giannis missed a ton, to be honest, but so the free throw attempts 85,
Okay.
free throw attempts 49. I was,
Whoa,
I was yeah, I was gonna say 55. I was like, that sounds like a lot, but it was 49 to our 32.
that's a lot of free throws though. 49 free throws.
Yeah. And they only made 71% because, like I said, Giannis missed a ton. But Dame didn't have a great shooting night. Well, yeah, he had a pretty good shooting night. But he took 16 free throws, and Giannis took 22.
Well, he shot 12 for 22.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's a
with
lot.
yeah with 16 free throws.
And Stu didn't play. Stu had actually his best game of the year. He blocked. He like, and when I say blocks, I don't mean tips. He threw Giannis' shot a couple of times. I was like, okay, Stu. But he didn't even play in the home game. He played in the second one.
Right, right.
But but yeah, they just took a ton of free throws, and then I would love to see how that compared to the 49, how it compared to the second game because I don't think it was as bad Let's see what happened in the second game.
So Oscar Thompson had 22 when you were there?
Yeah, he hit a couple corner threes.
He shot 2 for 2 for 3-pointer.
Yep, two, yeah.
And
To
Burks
boost that
got
percentage to yeah,
Burks
Burks had
got
a great
3.
first game.
Yeah.
I think he might have had a good 2 games, but he had an off game this past game. Let's see how many
Yeah,
free
he
throw attempts they took the second time. Free throw attempts 34. See? 34 in the second game compared to the 49 they took when we were at home. So that just goes to show you how many it was the first time around.
that's a crazy amount. It's a
Yeah.
crazy amount. 49 free throws is a lot.
50. You can just say 50.
Yeah. That's a lot of free throws.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the box scores. Give me a second. I'm basically looking at the Pistons box scores for the second game, and that's when Sasser was going crazy.
Yes. Did he?
That,
Yeah,
yeah,
23. Yeah, 23.
yeah,
Yeah.
23. And he shot 0 for 4 from 3-point land. So if he knocks down a couple of those, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He almost, that's close to 30 points. I like Sasser's been playing pretty good lately. He's been
He's
given some
off and
opportunity.
on. He's he's on one game, he's off the other, I feel like.
Yeah, it's to be expected though, for us. I mean,
He's young.
he's young. He's young. But I do like his shot. Um he only played 12 minutes last night, but he I felt comfortable with him being in the game.
Yeah. Well, you can tell when he's feeling it because he's doing that step back and
Mhm.
that shot and it just makes all the difference when he's confident. He's gonna see less minutes now with Monte though. Just to be real.
Yeah, that's to be expected. That's to
Yeah.
be expected. If Monty's doing what he's supposed to do, you're going to see that. And I was also going to ask you, does that mean less minutes for Ivy eventually?
Well,
Because he went
idea
on a tear for a minute, and then now he's back. Last night he had 9 points.
he started though. He had the opportunity.
Yeah.
But ideally it would be Killian that loses those minutes.
Hmm.
But we all know that they're gonna find some minutes for Killian no matter what. And it's so I just wish because to be honest, you know, he had one lone turnover and he had 8 assists.
Yeah,
That's a very good ratio. He
I
made
like
some
that.
amazing passes yesterday, but his inability to attack with the intentions of scoring, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times he's attacking, but he's ready to jump past and find somebody, which is great and all. But once you once you expand your game to where people fear your ability to score,
Hmm.
you think he's a great passer. Now he'd really be a good passer if they thought that he might score something.
Yeah, because they just
So
back up off of him now.
yeah, they're not they know to they're ready for the outlet pass somewhere else. They're not going all in on his attack. So
He should be
so yeah,
going to
like
the cup. He should be
yeah,
going to the cup more.
but in putting it in with scoring it,
Yeah.
he goes to the
Yeah.
cup sometimes, but he kicking it.
Yeah.
And
That's what I'm
and
saying.
they're
He needs to,
yeah,
instead of kicking it, get some shot attempts up there. I mean, and
yeah.
once you hit a few of those, your confidence goes through the roof, and then you're going to think attack, 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 attack.
And I think last year we saw that a little bit more, but I feel like he's kind of reverted back to the old him um, as of late. So, like I said, they're gonna find minutes for him just because they love him, and I get it in some extent, but in a perfect world, you want Killian playing. You see the 12 minutes that Sasser's getting, the 12 minutes that Monte got last night.
Yeah, that's
That's
what you want
the
to do.
ballpark you want to have Killian.
Just to spell your point guard, just so you won't lose. You won't lose too much while your point guard is resting.
or
That's
just
what come up.
injuries, and he's got to come in. We know he's not scared to start. He's been starting his entire career. He started probably a
Yeah.
good 20 this year,
Well, the
maybe
thing
more.
is, I remember watching his first game as a Piston.
Okay, how did that go? Because I can't remember.
Foster, I was like, no.
From the gate, you was
From
no.
the gate. From the gate. Foster, I seen a scared kid that couldn't shoot it to save his life.
Well, you see that now, don't you?
It was worse. It was worse.
Terrible.
A
Yeah.
YouTube user says, Killian has always been and always will be a terrible uh, what is that?
I gotta look it up. I think it's like an advanced metrics though. I do see it sometimes though. That is, oh God.
I don't know that lingo.
Yeah, me either. True shooting percentage. Okay.
Okay.
And that
Killian has always
accounts
been
for,
and always will be a terrible true shooting percentage player. Uh, and he also says by terrible, I mean one of the bottom 5 in the league.
I think they said that he was like the last year, I think he was the worst. And so I think,
Okay. This is triggering me now, right?
hey,
So no. YouTube user, help me out. Help me out.
yeah.
Was he this bad before being drafted? Was this a thing that they knew about and figured they could fix, or was he pretty decent as far as a shooter in the league he was in before he got here? I just need to know because you can't fix poor shooting for real. Well, you can, but who wants to with the 7th pick?
Not much though. Yeah, I mean, there's only so much. Like you don't see a guy jump in 3 points 10% from 30 to 40. Like Asar will never shoot a super high percentage. It's just the history is against that happening.
It's
But
against that, but you can if you can get up 2,000 shots a day. What was Kobe doing? 2,000 shots a day?
nah, but Kobe was Kobe. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I'm not saying he's Kobe. I'm just saying that
No, I'm
like
saying that like
do
he
you have to have a level of comfort and that comes with doing extra after practice, like
Yeah,
getting
but
shot.
work ethic, I think work ethic is to an extent. I don't think that if I took 5,000 as opposed to 2,500, that in a game it would show that difference. I don't think it works like that. Like you have to have that in you in
I just
some
think
instance.
if you work on it, you'll get better, but
You get better. Yeah.
you don't have to be horrible. You can be, you know, not so good. You
I
know what I'm
think
saying?
I think Killian had a small sample size, but he had the ceiling based upon his physique and the tools he had. As far as
Foster, read that out loud, Foster, please.
okay, so YouTube user says, as far as I know, he was bad in EU on low volume versus worse competition, but better than he has been in the NBA. So
Then
that makes
why
sense.
did we draft him?
Because, like you said, it was low volume, meaning that they were basing it off of he was 18 or so, you know what I mean? So they were basing it off of his ceiling. And just because you're in lower, like Luca played in lower competition, but that didn't mean that Luca wasn't Luca. Like you're gonna play
I'm pretty
college is
sure
lower.
his shooting looked pretty
Right, but what
decent.
I'm saying is that lower competition doesn't mean anything because we all come from lower competition than the NBA,
No,
no
but
matter
he
where you come
said
from.
it was worse shooting versus lower competition. The shooting was worse.
Go back to go. He said worst shooting. He said bad. He said he was bad in EU on low volume versus worst competition. So he didn't say worst shooting. He said it was. He said it was
Worse.
bad.
He was
Low. Worst comp.
he low volume versus
Yeah.
worse competition.
Right. Right. Low volume means that you took less shots.
So I don't wouldn't expect him to be getting more shots off versus better competition.
You expected him to grow as a player because he was
I
18.
expect him versus
He was 17 playing against grown men too. You got to factor that in too.
okay, but I expect versus lower competition. That's okay. I expect him to be Billy Madison versus lower competition and coming to the NBA. And
Nah, that's not the way it always works, though.
I'm not saying it's not a perfect science, Foster. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like, if you're if you're in worse competition and I'm scouting you and you're not doing that well, I don't expect you to do better going in the NBA.
I do if I'm expecting you to grow and be better, stronger, and get around higher competition, amongst because you a lot of people like if you always play against elementary school kids, you won't excel the way you would if you play against the higher
I
competition. You
understand
need
that.
better competition to expand your
I
skill
understand
level.
that. But against lower competition, if I don't see you doing great things, I'm probably not going to draft you.
I'd like to look at the numbers. I'd have to look at the
I would
numbers to be
love to
honest,
look at the numbers. Hold on a
because I
second.
I can't find them.
Let's get to a quick break. Um, be back in like 6 seconds for our viewers and a little bit longer for our listeners. It's just looking more and more like a bad, like a
Oh,
bad,
it's a
bad
bad fit.
John with
Yeah, it is.
Halliburton there and
Oh, well, yeah, hindsight,
hindsight.
I'm
Yeah,
so
but
past that because everybody, everybody, even Knicks, as good as the Knicks are, they sick that they didn't pick up on Halliburton.
I mean, but
The
Foster,
the Kings picked Matt Bagley over Luca.
I
Like
understand that,
those are
Foster,
every.
but this is the second time that this has happened with a nice draft pick, like the Milicic stuff. I'm still sick about that.
About what? Oh, bro, you gotta get past that. It's
I
over with.
can't.
We won a championship that year. You gotta get past that. You just have to.
I can't, bro.
You
Can't.
had that was
That
30
was
years
probably
ago.
the greatest draft.
It was. It was. It
But
was.
the
But
thing is, it's like when the last okay, you say that was when was the last good draft pick since then? Like Grant Hill.
well, you said since then, since Dirk always was after that, obviously.
I'm okay. I'm talking about let's say from Darko moving forward.
Move forward.
When
Yeah.
was the last decent draft pick? Let Cade Cade.
Drummond. You like Drummond?
You know what? I'm not even gonna dog Drummond out. I thought
That's the
Drummond
best.
did.
That's the best rebounder and
I
one of the
think
best
Drummond
rebounder in
did
NBA
what he
history.
was supposed to do while he was here. I think he improved while he was here. I think they paid him too soon, or paid him too big too soon, or he'd still be here.
Well, that would be his entire career. So I don't know if you wanted
But
Drummond your
I'm just
entire
saying,
career.
like he was serviceable. Like I'm not
What
mad at
about
the draft.
Greg? What about Greg Monroe?
No,
He
no,
was all right. He was all right. He
no,
was just playing in the wrong. He was playing in the wrong era.
yeah, no, but no.
Let me see
I
Greg Monroe
question the
stats.
draft choices
Greg
ever since then.
Monroe. Damn, where is Pistons?
No
He played
matter
a long time.
who's no matter who's the GM, I question the draft picks. Our YouTube user says talking about Killian, he was 27 from three in overseas.
Yeah, yeah. Third 27 is pretty bad.
114 total 3-point attempts in the EuroLeague.
I'd love to know what Asar's 3-point shooting looked like, because it was probably similar.
Uh, but you know what? The difference is though, with Asar, you get a little bit more.
You get a little bit more. A little bit
A
more.
little bit more.
You get
And
more defense.
I
Well,
think
you
he can,
yeah,
I think he has the mentality because he's like a dog. He can be better.
yeah,
He
yeah.
can be better. I just don't
His
see.
mentality is definitely more rebounding like six of his. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
Who
true.
was that?
But he's talking about Andre Drummond,
Yeah.
because he gets a lot of offensive rebounds because he misses his own, but
So I'm not.
The other team didn't get that putback rebound. He
Well,
did though.
I'm
They
not
still
mad
can't go
at.
get it from.
I'm not mad at Drummond being a good draft pick, but think about it. It's been a
Raven Rowe was
lot.
okay.
It's been a
He was
lot of
okay
draft picks.
before that.
I'm gonna say
Austin Day, Henry Ellison, Luke Kennard was okay. Luke Kennard was all right. We went through a phase of some super just like soft just Austin
man.
Day. Austin Day was supposed
Look
to be the next Tayshaun, but yeah.
to sum it up. To sum it up, I'll give you Drummond, Grant Hill, Allen Houston, Cade.
Now, what makes the pick satisfactory? I want to know that too.
Just a proven decent starter.
You think Greg Monroe, I want to call Craig, that's when I played baseball.
He was serviceable. I
He
mean,
averaged like 15, 16, 17 while he was with us.
he's on that cusp of good solid pick. I don't know where he got picked at. I don't know which number.
Let's see. Let's see.
But
Because I don't think it was the
it wasn't
Pistons might have been good when
it
he
wasn't a top 10 pick, I don't think.
so that helps, I think. The fact that he wasn't
Yeah, it helps his case.
dang, why doesn't it say?
I mean, even if you threw
No, he was seventh overall.
no. No. No.
We never got the number one pick. That's the
Yeah.
whack part about it.
And
Middleton. I was gonna say that. Middleton.
but
Hey, guess who else?
Chris,
Spencer Dinwiddie too.
those guys got good after they left.
That doesn't make them bad picks though. That means that
It's a bad pick if you get here and don't do anything, and then
it's a bad thing if you give up on them too. It's bad if you give up on them too soon. Middleton played 1 year, and we traded him, I believe, for Brandon Jennings. I believe Jennings was sweet until he got hurt though.
But look at what Chris is doing right now. Golly.
Yeah, we messed up we messed up trading him. Well, we messed up because Jennings ended up fizzling out because he got hurt. But he was on fire.
He was on fire. He was on fire.
Yeah, but Dinwiddie was. I think he was a second round. He was a second round or
he
late
was a
first.
Second round pick.
But he ended up making some money in this. He's still playing.
He's still playing. He went elsewhere and did good.
Yeah, we just had so many middle ground teams where we couldn't get the free agents, and guys like Bruce Brown were forced, and like Reggie Jackson. Well, he was a
free agent.
Free agent, but Bruce Brown would have been great as a role player, but he just wasn't. You
know what I think, Foster, though, and this is my problem. This is what I think. And it's been happening over the years. I know a lot of teams do it, but the Pistons rarely draft a true position player.
What you mean?
They don't draft a true point guard. It's always a shooting guard that can play point guard or somebody they're going to move the point guard.
Isn't that today's league now? Combos and
I can name
like
some
Russell,
point guards.
Like Russell Westbrook is. Go ahead.
I can name some point guards that are point guards and not playing anything else. They're not playing.
Who else?
Dame Time. He's a point guard.
Nah, bro. That dude is a combo guard that puts up.
Dame is a point guard, bro. I'm not even gonna have this.
I mean, well, okay.
He played point guard in college. He brings the ball up every game. He's a point guard.
What I'm saying is, bringing the ball up, Duran brings the ball up. That doesn't make you a point guard.
I'm just saying that helps my case because he's a point guard. He's not a shooting guard.
He's a combo guard. He's not a distributor. A true point guard.
I said other teams do it. We don't take advantage of we don't develop the people into the roles that we need them in. I said that as well.
But you said that Dame is a true point guard.
But hold on, I'm talking about before I said that. I said other teams do it. But for some odd reason, we can't get them to fit into a role that we need them to play in.
Okay, that's different things.
No. Okay. I said that we don't draft true position players. Other teams do it. However, we don't groom him into to the role that we need them to play. For instance, um, I'll go by another player. What role is Asar Thompson? Is he a two? Is he a three?
He's like I said, it's positionless basketball, but as far as his role, he's a
Okay, what I mean is, what's his
defensive guy.
position? What's his
He's a
position?
he's a three. He's a three because he can't shoot at all. At all. He's a three.
I mean, is he a three though?
Yeah, he's six. He's six. What? He's 6'7", but he's a rebounder. I mean, yeah, he's a three. He's
I
definitely
thought
a
they
three.
had him at shooting guard at one point.
Ivy is the shooting guard.
Oh, Ivy wasn't starting earlier.
The starting
At the
lineup
beginning of the
at the
season, who was starting line?
was
Ivy wasn't
Cade,
there.
was Killian, Cade, Thompson, Stewart, Duran. Now between Cade and Thompson, who is your three in your opinion?
It would be Thompson.
It's a three, right?
Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
Thompson.
So he's been the
I'm
three.
just throwing something out there because it's like,
So who would you say that we didn't develop into what they're supposed to be?
oh man, I'm talking about over a long period of time. So I would have to get back with you on that. But it just seems like, when was the last time we had a person that played point guard that was just like a point guard? You can say he's a combo guard, but when have we had since Chauncey Billups, and we
You
didn't
talk, you
draft?
talking about you talking about well, right? Like
Yeah,
actually good
we
job
didn't
doing it.
draft Chauncey Billups, but when was the last time we
Right.
had a decent point guard?
Decent point guard. Oh, I don't know. I can't even think of who's been playing on our teams. Like Joseph. We got drafted though, right?
Yeah,
When's the last time we drafted a point guard? In the first round, you're saying?
I don't care. It's always
Anywhere?
the Pistons draft a four that they want to play center, or a center that they need to play four, or three they figure they can play point and two. I don't know,
That
bro.
that could be accurate. That could be accurate because, like I said, like you said, I can't think off the top of my head. But
Asar is a perimeter player, and all perimeter players need to be able to shoot. Asar is definitely playing three almost exclusively.
right, yeah, he's playing three,
I agree that.
and
I agree with
he's
that.
a perimeter player. What does perimeter player mean? Stucky. I forgot about Stucky. Type PG.
What's 50 Cent. Rodney
50 Cent.
Stuckey.
Yeah, he's.
He was a shooting guard in college.
Was he a shooting guard in college?
Yeah, he played a
We
little.
want
He
we
was
wanted him
labeled
to be the
a
next Chauncey.
combo guard.
Yeah, I mean that's all there is in the NBA though, honestly.
Yeah,
Like you can say Steph's a point guard, but once again, Steph is letting that ball fly.
he is. He's a. But what it is in today's NBA, or well, since you have these point guards that can flat out shoot it and score it.
Right. So those are combo guys. So those guys can be off ball.
They can be, but if you ask anybody who's the best top 5 point guards in the league, they're going to name Damian. They're going to name uh, Steph. Steph is going to be in that conversation. They've even said Steph was a greater point guard than Isaiah Thomas. There's been that argument. I'm talking
Yeah.
about Zeke, our Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's a point guard by sense, but yeah, yeah,
But like I said, he's going to Golden State, and he's been developed into a role that worked for them.
yeah.
I haven't seen it here.
It's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah, as high as we've been drafting, we've seen a lot.
And
It makes
you
me
know
wonder
what?
that if we got a Halliburton, do we F that up?
Is he still here? He probably not.
Yes, yeah, Halliburton is a true 11 assists a game.
Yeah,
He is a
but
true
if
point
if
guard.
you draft him, is he still here? Do we get rid of him too?
All right. I mean, even the Kings got rid of him.
They didn't know what to
He wasn't drafted by Indiana.
No,
People
no,
forget that.
no. And the crazy thing about it all is that you can get if you look at the Pistons drafts, no matter how bad it's been, sixth pick, seventh pick, eighth pick, got lucky with Cade and got number one.
It's always never the one though, which
It's
is crazy.
almost
That,
never the one, no matter how bad. There was one draft where they had
we've been pretty good at. Yeah.
so many of the voting. I don't want to say the B word
Yeah.
spheres. They had so many of the voting spheres, and still wound up with like the third or the fourth
Yeah.
pick. We had more
That's been some of
spheres.
our luck though.
Yeah,
That's definitely been some of our luck. Is the fact that, like I said, Greg Monroe was a seventh pick. Wasn't a three, wasn't a two, because I feel like the 2 to 3 was probably the surefire guys. But
yeah.
we are like Asar. We were a couple. I mean, I don't know if we're better off with his twin brother, but something tells me if we got Paulo Banquero or we got
We'd be in a lot of bit better shape.
man, there's just no way around it. I don't care. I don't care because Banquero was what, the year after Cade.
Look, bro.
Can you imagine?
Look, bro. We won 15 games last year. I want
We,
the top 2 or 3 picks, bro.
or Chet Holmgren.
Yes.
Because that was the year we got Duran, but hey, hate to say it, we're better off, right? Was Duran and Chet in the same?
Yeah. Because Chet was hurt last year.
Right, and
He
Duran
was
was a rookie.
hurt the entire year, and
Yeah. So
Durham
they
was
were
a rookie.
both.
Yeah.
So they were both rookies. So, yeah, we're better off. Yeah, I feel like we're better off if we because so, we would have thought, hopefully he's not Darko, but yeah, we would have been better off. We would have been better off. Played in the NBA 10 years too late. Yeah, that's what I said too. He was definitely that low post, back to the basket. And they were starting to develop um, centers that could shoot threes at that point. So,
Yeah.
and him and Drummond together didn't work for sure.
No, it
'Cause
didn't.
They were both low post.
It didn't. It didn't.
You think Stu and Duran don't work? Well, Stu shoots threes now, but you think that wouldn't have worked if Stu didn't develop a 3-point shot? Yeah, Greg Monroe and Drummond was just straight cloggage, just straight extra
Cloggage.
Drano, extra Drano.
Cloggage. I want to say pause, but hey, I don't.
No.
Cloggage. I mean, yeah. I mean, golly, man. Golly.
Good topic though.
We
Great
haven't
topic.
we haven't had the players, man. We haven't had the players.
And
And
we've
then
had coaches, well, Larry Brown, of course, he's the GOAT outside
yeah,
of Chuck
yeah.
Daly. But we had Carlisle, we had Mike Brown turned out to be a decent coach. Did we have Mike Brown?
I don't think he was the head coach. He might have
Maybe he
been an
wasn't.
assistant.
Okay, he was never. Yeah, you're right.
He might have
We
been an
had
assistant, but he was never the head coach.
we had Mo Cheeks for a cup of coffee. We had
Hey,
Stan
bro,
Van Gundy.
let me tell you, Mo Cheeks, when I was a kid, man, he was like one of my favorite.
He was sweet,
guys.
right?
Yeah, he was sweet. He was sweet. But yeah, he got fired.
Quick, didn't he? Wasn't it quick? I was like, whoa.
He got fired. Yeah, he wasn't here long.
No,
wasn't here long.
Maybe. Stan Van Gundy was good before. I know we all hate him.
He lasted a couple of years, and they gave him the boot.
They gave him all type of.
But he didn't. He went somewhere and coached after that, and he didn't last long either.
Who?
Stan.
Yeah, where'd he go after that? I don't know.
I know he coached somewhere else after that. He didn't last long.
He's working with ESPN now, though.
But if you think about it, man, there's not really a great abundance of successful coaches.
Yeah, they all bounce around.
Yeah.
Because the players want them out, and that's just the end of it.
That makes me think, but we're gonna get to a quick break. But I got hold that thought. Please remember that last thing you said, Foster. Coach Griffin.
Okay.
Something had to happen, bro.
It's bad because at this point we have to think, oh, scandals. He messed up and did. I think that Giannis came in there and
And
said, I want him out, and because he holds so much weight, I mean, that dude is
look,
he might be the highest paid in
and
the
I'm
NBA.
glad we're thinking on the same page of that because I'm thinking somebody in that locker room didn't approve. And there's a big voice in there.
Yeah, there's
That's
no
Giannis.
somebody. Yeah.
There's Giannis. And if you notice that last game, and I don't know, I'm just saying,
Mhm.
they highlighted Giannis on the bench drawing up a play.
They did. They did do that. Him and his
Bruh,
brother.
how does
Is
that
that
happen? And your
so? Is that
coach get
not?
fired the next day.
So is that not? Because I didn't think anything of it. I thought, hey, Giannis is a basketball. He drawing something up because it wasn't even for the team. It was him just saying this is what we maybe should have been doing. Whatever the case, it wasn't the team doing it.
I'm gonna read this
That's
out loud. Stan Van Gundy couldn't adapt to the new offensive play style of shooting a million threes. Maybe
mm.
so. Sounds legit.
It sound good to me, though.
Because there was a changing of the guard as far as style of play, and it happened like it seemed like overnight.
Well, Steph, I feel like Steph, once he
Like
took
it,
off,
it was Shaq dominating the paint, and you couldn't stop a team with a versus a Shaq because you had to have that post player to where now you're moving that your post player is shooting jump shots,
jump shots, your post player might be shooting
threes.
logo threes.
Man, you know what I'm saying? So it went from having to have a dominant player in the paint because if you look at Golden State, they haven't had a dominant player. They've had all perimeter players pretty much.
Even
And Draymond
I
Green,
think that even Kayvon Looney shoots threes. I think.
I don't know, but he's like the scrapper. He gets points off putbacks and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't go to him at all. He gets
No,
rebounds. He starts the break. He's your what back in the day, he's your typical power forward.
for sure.
That's what
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
power
yeah.
forward did back in the day.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't get his number called, did the dirty work, and they made it work. I don't know if the rest of the league didn't adapt it to what Golden State is doing because at one point they were just dominant every night.
Yeah. I mean, they've won like what rings or how many championships they got?
It's more than 3 for sure.
Might be 5, but
Might be
yeah.
5.
I mean, when it's all said and done, threes are more than twos, and if you can shoot them at a high percentage,
Yeah.
I'll match my three with your two every day.
By the way, this is off piston topic, but did you
Way
see?
on this. Oh, the
Did you
Pistons is
see?
next.
Did you see? And I used to pray that we got we got Devin Booker, man. I watched him play last night, man, and it was like this guy, man. This guy, he first off, they have him playing a lot of points.
Oh yeah, yeah, because they don't have
They
they
don't
actually
have
on their
one.
whole roster they don't have a single point guard.
No, they don't have one.
Yeah.
And last night in the first half, um, what's his name for Dallas?
Luca
Luca had 24 in the first half. Then he
oh
got hurt right before half.
he always destroys the Suns. I don't
Well,
know if
I'm
they
thinking it's
won.
going to be a long night because him and Devin Booker go back and forth.
Hmm.
I'm thinking it's going to be a long night for Devin Booker. Now, Devin Booker did have 16 in the first half, but Luca had 24. But he hurt himself. He got hurt right before the end of the half, and Phoenix came out in the second half and just ran away with it.
So did Luca come back or
He played a little bit. He played in the third quarter for sure, but
because he
Devin Booker
historically
wound up with 46
destroys.
points. and he outscored Luka. So I don't think Luka played much in the second half. But
That was the best thing that could happen to him was Luka getting nicked
and
up.
and now you're starting to see Kevin Durant. He's getting human numbers like 16 and
Coming
12.
back to life. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, coming back down to earth, you saying.
yeah, for sure. But Phoenix is a fun team to watch, though. They're a fun team to watch.
I'm glad Bill finally came back because I just thought I'd never see him
Bill
play at
had
all.
20 last night, and
20?
it was a quiet 20, but it was like
Well,
timely
20s
buckets. It was
for
timely
Bill.
buckets. Yeah. For
Okay.
Bill, he looked quiet, but I looked at the stat sheet and like, dang, he had 20?
Yeah.
Didn't look like he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They could be dangerous going into the playoffs, though.
They're gonna need some. They're gonna need somebody in there that can stop somebody, though. When it's all
Oh,
said
they're
and
not playing any defense now.
done.
But who does? Who's the favorite in the West now?
You got Dallas up there. You got
Denver.
okay. OKC is Denver. OKC is actually. I mean, they're not favored, but they were
OKC
number
is good.
one. I
I
don't know
think
if they're number
Denver's
one
number one.
now. Is Denver number one?
I think
Okay.
Denver's still number one.
So yeah, Denver. Yeah, Denver's definitely up there. It's certainly not that L team in LA. Oh, the Clippers.
The Clippers.
The Clippers.
Clippers look good. How's Sacramento doing?
They're probably
Middle.
like 6, 7.
Yeah, they're not following up from what they did last year.
Nope. Nope. But yeah, the Clippers.
The Clippers look
been
good.
on fire.
You know what they did though? They say Harden was tripping, and Westbrook said, "I'll come off the bench."
Yeah, yeah, that was some growth. OKC's number one, but they're tied. They're in a dead tie, 31-13, and OKC's won 4 in a row.
OKC is a dangerous young team.
Yeah.
Young team.
They need something though.
What do they need?
They need a tough guy. They ain't got nobody that's come in there and lay down the law. Yeah, they got a whole bunch of guys, bunch of young guys that wear the nail polish and bell bottoms. And they ain't got that. They ain't got no tough guys in there.
They need the construction worker. Then.
Yeah. SGA. They got Chet, who's 180 pounds and 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
They got Jalen Williams. They got 2 Jalen Williams. So you know they young.
Yeah.
Everybody named Jalen now. Jalen Green, both Jalen Williams, Jalen Duran, or is that Jaden? Either way, there's tons of young Jalens out there.
Boy, it was
I digress.
A lot of women having babies during that Jalen Rose era.
No BS.
I'm gonna name him Jalen, like the ball player.
Because there weren't any before him.
No,
he was like the first.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson,
Jalen Brown, and they're all spelled differently. Like I's and A's and E's. But they don't have like who's guarding Giannis on that team? Chet.
He's
Giannis
running. He will break him.
Yeah.
If coming down the court one time and he's not ready for it, he's gonna sit down for a couple of days.
But they got the assets. They got tons of draft picks. They got guys like notice Josh Giddey's good, but notice I didn't mention him in that SGA Jalen Williams Chet. Yeah. He's out of that big three, so they could move.
Very good complementary player to those.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but you can only have so many of those guys that aren't going lay the They need a steward.
Wow.
They need a steward.
Yeah.
Steward come in there and slap them all around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
An enforcer. But let me ask you this though, and this is outside the realm of what we're talking about, because we're talking about Thunder. Doc Rivers.
Got paid.
Let's start now.
Got paid. That boy got paid.
Hey.
40 million? Oh my God.
Bro.
He can thank Monty Williams for that because they had to pay him more than him.
Bro. That's the first person you look up?
Well, who else is out there? Everybody else is coaching right now.
I think you could have kept Griffin if you're going to do that.
But boy, it came down to who Giannis wanted. We all know, like YouTube user said, Giannis got him hired first and foremost, but he also got him fired. There's no way that Giannis said,
Had to.
I want Adrian Griffin. Do not fire him. They they
Had to.
they can't do that. But
They,
you see how energized they did you see them dancing around the first game back against the Cavs? They were cutting a rug that
they beat
first. And that
Cleveland too.
yeah, but Cleveland doesn't have Garland right now. Mitchell's playing by himself.
Good.
I feel like we haven't played Cleveland. I'm sure we played them once by
We
now
played them. They
because
beat
they're
us.
in our division. But I feel like as you see, we've played the Bucks 4 times already in the first half of the year.
We played Bucks in Philly a lot.
Sick of playing them.
Hey man, Embiid is the best player in the league right now.
He's really good.
He's really good.
Jokic is still up there though.
Jokic is like can't jump, can't run fast, but
that makes it more impressive.
But he's a monster. Like he's not gonna dunk on you. He's not. You could probably block his shot, but he'll still embarrass you.
And barely care though.
Yeah.
I don't think dude. Okay, he practices, but I swear it's real work for him to play basketball.
I've never seen a center play in the fourth quarter that's constantly bringing the ball up. He'll bring the ball up.
And you can't take it from him, and he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
In the fourth quarter, if you play in the paint, your fourth quarter, you get down the court and you might stand in the paint to catch your breath a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing too much. He's bringing the ball up, and he's not muscular.
No definition. He's the same as Luka. No definition.
And he's probably he's in great shape.
Kinda, yeah.
They play. I think Coach Malone monitors his minutes and pulls him and allows him to play at the right times because that fourth quarter he's ready every game.
It's a machine.
He's a machine. He's a machine. Our YouTube user says John has got him hired and fired. Yeah.
Yeah, he said that. He said that 10 minutes ago. That's what I was.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure our listeners heard. Was able to hear that, and our viewers.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But man, that is it's a different league nowadays because the head coach back in the day, and I'm talking 80s, 90s, 2000, early 2000. Head coach, you had a problem with the head coach. The head coach got rid of you. Head coach talked to the GM. You was in a trade package. Now you got your star player saying, "I can't play for him."
They make too much money now. The players, it's like, Giannis is making $200 million. We gonna cut our losses with Adrian Griffin making.
Well, you got to think about it.
Yeah,
you want to keep Giannis if you're Milwaukee because if he ever becomes a free agent, he's going to get maxed out.
We'll ask to leave because I don't think he can be a free agent for a long time.
If he ever demands a trade, there's going to be teams knocking on the door.
Oh yeah,
and they're going to lose him, and it's not whatever they get. It probably won't equal up to it.
No, it's impossible. You can't equate that. I don't care how many picks you guys. You can't equate.
No.
That's why those teams always just pay him what they want because, like Cade, he's gonna get whatever he asks for because, well, he's not a guy that falls under the you'll never be able to equate up to it. But those rookie max deals they get hella money.
Well, which brings us back to the Pistons as we will win
Wizards
Saturday. and
I
start a
told you we had some winnable games coming up.
2-game winning streak on the way. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we're gonna win 3 straight. We're gonna win the game,
Whoa,
and I don't care who they playing.
whoa.
I don't care who they playing. We're gonna beat the Wizards on Saturday, and whoever else is after that.
That should be a fun game because we get to play Bagley. Oh yeah, you tripping?
Kuzma.
Yeah, Kuzma. Oh yeah, our boy Kuzma. We got OKC after that, so that's an
Oh
automatic.
wow.
I'm sorry.
Not well. No, I take that back.
Oh,
I take that.
you retracted that one quick,
Yeah,
huh?
man. That's one team they have problems with is OKC. Man,
Yeah.
they have serious problems with OKC. They got a
Preseason,
punch a
regular
chance with
season.
everybody else, but they have a serious problem with OKC.
I'm trying to find who's after that.
Cleveland,
And that's
Cleveland,
it. That's
Clippers,
in Cleveland.
Orlando,
Oh,
Sacramento, Portland.
oh, oh. Okay, Portland maybe, but Sacramento that's could be tough. Who you say before that? Cleveland. Who could
Okay,
possibly win that?
Washington, OKC,
Yeah.
Cleveland,
See the Clippers.
Clippers, Orlando,
Tough.
Sacramento,
Very
Portland,
tough.
Clippers, Lakers, Phoenix, Indiana. It's gonna get
Phoenix.
dark in it.
Indiana. Oh my
It's
God.
gonna get dark that first week of February, bro.
Hey, we're gonna have a healthy team. You know what? You know what? Hey, healthy team. Granted, there's gonna be nicks
Hold-
and bruises.
but
Somebody's gonna sit some games,
Foster,
but Cade will be playing. Mane will be playing.
Foster.
Bogey, huh?
But look, this is February, right?
Yeah.
February 2nd. The first game in February is February 2nd. The first game is versus the Clippers. After that, Orlando. After that, Sacramento. After that, Portland. And that's at Portland. After that, the Clippers. Then the Lakers. Then Phoenix. Then Indiana. Orlando.
Oh.
The Knicks.
Mm.
Chicago wraps up that last game in February. February is brutal schedule wise.
We got some decent like Chicago. We might be able to do
I
something with
see
Chicago.
Chicago and
Maybe the Lakers.
Foster. We're not gonna bring up the L word.
I'm just saying you mentioned them. We could
I
beat them.
shouldn't have. We might have a chance versus Portland. And might have
We ought to. Portland is dog water. They are bad.
yeah.
They are real bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they got beat by like 50 this year.
They won last night.
Against who?
Let me see here. Portland beat somebody last night. Houston.
Yeah.
Rockets.
Houston's are starting to fall off.
They started off
Hot.
cold and then they got hot.
Yeah.
Like very beginning of the season, they look like they know. But then they got hot and then they started to fall off again. So
starting to realize that Dylan Brooks is still Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet is still a 5'11" point guard.
Tweener.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen Indiana play since they got Siakam?
A little bit, but it was like a West Coast game, so I didn't
I want to watch the next Indiana game.
Yeah. Halliburton's not back yet. He's been hurt. So they're not full strength. Oh, no, maybe he is back now.
Oh.
Halliburton was hurt for a minute. It actually looked like a bad injury, but it ended up not being that bad. But Siakam's first game, he played without Hallie, so.
Okay. Well, we're about at the hour mark, and we got away from the Pistons, but hey,
way away from the Pistons.
We
brought it back around. We tried.
5-39. We're going to talk about other teams. Okay, we're going to keep you updated with what we love our Pistons, but we have to talk NBA as well. Because there's only so many times we can say, "Oh, we're terrible. We need to do this. We need to do that." My wife asked me a question though,
Okay.
and I thought about it. Right after the Griffith firing, and I really didn't know what to tell her.
Mm.
So I'm gonna ask you, Foster, like she asked me: is Monty Williams' job safe? You got coaches out here getting fired at 30 and 13, even though me and you know why he got fired.
Right. Well, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
is Monty safe?
Yeah, he Monty's safe because he probably makes 10 times as much as Adrian Griffin, maybe
That's
more.
the answer I gave her. The money would be a problem to
It's a
fire him right
business.
now.
Adrian Griffin is a brand new coach. So he's probably at, I don't want to say entry level, but that wasn't a hard decision to make once Giannis decided he
That
wanted to
wasn't
leave.
enough to say, "Hey, we can't afford to lose to fire him."
Yeah, yeah. Because they just went
They
they
would
just
have
went in
to
and
pay
paid Doc Rivers 40 million. So, you
they would
know,
have to pay out Monty
yeah,
because
yeah.
if they fire him, they're still liable for his he gets his money.
The entire thing, $80 million. Like
And
they're
he's
like,
not going
yeah.
to quit.
No, no. He's no. He'd be his whole family would hurt him if he walked away from all that. So
Because if you quit, you forfeit your contract. You just
some I would assume, yeah, yeah,
if you retire, it's like okay, you get a percentage of it. You don't get the you didn't fulfill your end.
yeah. And he's still getting paid from Phoenix. So he is, God bless that man. I can't be mad. I can't be mad. But yeah, the Bucks are still eating what's left of the Bucks. Buckholz, whatever the last coach they have, they're still eating his salary. So they were willing to do that, eat Griffin's little salary, and go and pay Doc Rivers what he wanted. That doesn't work against your cap either. So that money, as long as the owner has it in hand, that money is spent.
Mm. Well, let's get out of here, Foster. We've been over an hour. I didn't think the show would last an hour with the way the Pistons have been doing us. Didn't think it'd happen, but we're here. Do you have any closing statements, Foster?
Three in a row. You said three in a row, so I'm holding you to that.
Look. Check this out. I got to start doing this early in the show when the listeners and the viewers are here.
Yeah.
But at the bottom of the screen, just pay attention. Subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers on YouTube and Motor City Metrics. And also check us out on all podcast streaming platforms. That's Post Game Podcast, FFSN. You can just type that into Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. Google Podcasts is a thing of the past or will be. I know they're coming to an end, but any of the podcast streaming platforms, just type in Post Game Podcast, FFSN, and you can listen to us if you don't want to watch. A lot of people don't have time to sit down and watch. A lot of people work from home. You can put us on speaker and listen to us. So, with that being said, I want you to have a good night, Foster. You got anything else?
Go
3 in a row.
Lions. Go Lions. Three in a row. Go Lions.
Go Lions.
Two in a row for them.
2 in a row. Go
Ain't that
Lions.
so? Two in a row.
Yeah.